So, some thoughts about politics, about our role in government, about the role of government in our lives. Some other thoughts to go along with it. I'm just some old guy in Wisconsin coming out with this format to just share some of the things that I know. I am a storyteller and a historian. I work in information technology and have for the last 20 years. What I am wanting to share with you are some thoughts that I don't hear people talking about nearly enough. I am not a professionally trained politician. And although I am a historian, there are plenty of them out there that are a lot more adept at the intricacies of the things that happened and who said what to who. There are political science people who can wax poetic about things that I have a passing knowledge of, but here's what I am. I'm one of you. I'm just another guy, an American, trying to navigate the rather chaotic system that we have, particularly in this day and age. Today is November the 4th. It is 34 days now, 34 days now into the government shutdown. There are elections happening, not in Wisconsin. Ours are going to show up in the spring. But what I am is just somebody like you. And there are some things that I just know, some things that I want to tell you in a more simple way than you're likely to run into in some of the more professorial type arrangements. So here's one thing that I want you to know about government. Government is not a they. Government is a we. And I know that that is really, really difficult to accept, particularly given the fact that it never seems like government is a we. It always seems like it's something that's leaning down on top of you. It's something that's not there when you need it, always there when you don't want it to be. And it seems to be more in the way than anything else. Well, the reality, though, is that in a representative democracy like what we live in, is we don't live in a pure democracy, and I'm sure there would be plenty of people, I'm sure there'll be people commenting about exactly what it is. There'll be tons of actuallys in the comments, and I don't give a shit about those. What I am interested in is telling people that you, as a voter, vote for this. That's your job. Yeah, you've got a government job like all of us do. You're not getting paid for it, of course, but the quality of government depends on the quality of your vote. If you vote as a throwaway, if you vote simply because the right letter is next to the candidate on the ballot, well, you pretty much get what you get then. What we needed out of all of us citizens was that we take our job seriously. We have to have an understanding of how this system is put together. We have to have also an understanding that we have interests of our own, and what we need to be doing is strongly advocating for those interests. And here's the thing. You might think that somebody who's on the other side of the political aisle is so different from you, it's not even funny. But the realities are that the vast majority of Americans, the vast majority of the people you know, your family, your friends, your coworkers, the people you pass on the street, the vast majority of them have the same interests that you do. They do not care about how much taxes are on hedge fund earnings because you're not rubbing elbows with those people. George Carlin once said, that rich club and you ain't in it, is what he said. And he was right. You have way more in common with the people who are in the inner cities, the people in the suburbs, the people out in the farms in the rural area, the small towns, the little tiny villages. You have more in common with them because what you need is you need a paycheck to keep coming in. You need to pay your bills. You need to make sure there's a roof over your head and food on the table. And there are going to be times when Some of us, and right now there are 42 million Americans going without government-provided benefits just to keep them fed. A travesty, I might add, but that's what we've got to deal with, is these people need help. They needed it, and they're not getting it. Those people are the people that we have common interests with. So when the time comes for you to cast your ballot, you need to not be caring with whether the guy that you're voting for has an R or a D or anything else next to their name. What you need to be concerned about is which one is the most likely to provide you with an outcome that's closest to your interests. Not perfect, not perfect. I've heard it said, this is an election, not a marriage. You're not trying to find someone who's your perfect soulmate. You are trying to find somebody who gets you closer to your interests. Now, the sad part is the vast majority of us don't put the effort in that's necessary. We don't educate ourselves as to what people stand for. We don't educate ourselves as to what they're planning to do. We don't educate ourselves as to what this individual who's asking for our vote has done in the past, because like it or not, and I know we all want to believe that people can change, but the reality is that the best predictor of future performance is past action. That's just the truth of it. So if somebody comes along and tells you that they want to fight for the common guy, but they've just spent 6 years voting for rich people all the time, I think you know what you're up against, whether he's your tribe or not. And that needs to be something that comes into your mind when you decide what it is that you're going to do. The quality of your vote determines the quality of your representation, and that determines the quality of the government that we have. Now, this is just my opening shot here into this format of talking. It is something that I'm going to do more of, and I'm going to be talking in a whole variety of subjects. Some politics, some cultural, some entertainment, could be anything. But this is kind of the tone that I'm going to set. I'm just going to talk to you from my experiences. I'm 62 years old. I've been around the block a few times. I've run for office. I've done political campaign work. I work in the healthcare sector and information technology. I've been a fork truck driver. I have handled hazmat. I've done aviation work. Like most of you, I've done a lot of different things. And that's the perspective I'm going to be coming from. I'm just one of you. I'll talk to you later.